Hey everybody, and welcome to the finale of Kirby SuperStar. And we still have one level left before we go actually to the final boss, and that is the first level, because that's the one I didn't show yet. And the first level of this mode is the hardest level in the game, in my opinion, and I'm going to explain why. It's probably because I'm dumb, but I just have a lot of trouble with this level, because we're going to be dealing with the seasons, and when we do this, we have to go and find specific power-ups and our way to escape. My issue is I'm dumb, and I don't remember how to get to certain areas, so you have to go through certain doors to get to certain areas, because as you saw there's that big tree. That tree can either be really high grown, or it can be covered in snow, which can avoid you, or not avoid, it can prevent you from being able to get to the area that you want. So, I actually spent quite a long time on this level the first time I played through it, and it's probably because I suck and I'm dumb, but I had such a hard time with it, and, it's just stresses me out, you know, but you have to play, basically, games with the seasons and know exactly what to do the first time you play this level, and it's the hardest level in the game for me, and I just struggle a lot with this level. I don't know why. Maybe I am dumb, you know, but I have it's kind of sad. I have a bachelor's degree from a pretty good school, and I am having trouble in the first level of a Kirby game. Particularly the final mode of the Kirby game, but still, the first level in the final mode, so. Make all your jokes at me you want, I can take them, you know. I could have been a contender back in the day, but not now, because I'm having difficulties in the first level of the Kirby game, so, yeah. At least I didn't die to Wispy Woods. Yet. Give it time. I'll probably LP Nightmare in Dreamland one day and know my luck die to Wispy Woods. To be fair, I am the guy who did die. Well, not die. I got very close to dying to the first boss of Ocarina of Time. I've never died to that boss before until I recorded that LP. And Zach still never lets me live that down. I will say, I do like how this level looks. It's very colorful and pretty. For some reason, the green and pink, and like, it reminds me of Rugrats, and I don't know why. It's a very, like, 90s color scheme with green and pink, and I like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air relied on it a lot. I had to do an editing jump here. It just took me too long. People are gonna make jokes, I know, but I will fully admit, at times, I am not good at video games. Often, I'm not good at video games. I do my best, though, and that's what matters. What is that drink there that Kirby can get? Is it supposed to be lemonade? Or is it tea? I don't know. I've wondered that for a while, now I think about it. Also, the candy you can get reminds me, is it Castle of Illusions, the Mickey game on the SNES? Or maybe it's on the Genesis. It reminds me of that, because in that game, your health is like candy. I remember that. I don't know. Castle of Illusions, the little bits I played of it, is actually a pretty fun game. I never played Castle of Dreams. I always wanted to. I don't think you can get it now, though, because I think it's delisted on Steam and other stuff. To be fair, like, talking about, like, before, like, without even, like, mentioning Kingdom Hearts, I guess, I feel like Disney has a better track record with their licensed games than a lot of other companies, and I'm probably wrong on that, but I know, like, the Aladdin games on Super Nintendo and Genesis are both really fun, and, I think the Toy Story 3 game is meant to be really good. I've never played it. I played a Toy Story game on my Sega Genesis back in the day, though, and I remember it being really difficult. To be fair, I was really lit on playing on a small TV. The only thing I remember that game is something that you play as the race car, and you're running around, like, in the, garage or something, I believe? I think that was the Genesis game, I don't remember. This Wispy Woods, he's incredibly easy. Well, you're fighting two Wispy Woods. You're fighting Wispy Woods and Blispy Woods, his cousin from Canada. Yeah. And that's our final happy song for the LP, because that's the final level. Well, the first and final level, technically, of this mode. So let's go meet up with the sun. Well, not the sun and stars. Let's go. Oh, it is the sun and stars. No, you know what? The sun and stars are still fighting. We have to go meet the Comet Nova. I forgot. So you're telling me that Marks, the guy who we met at that one moment, who totally seemed evil, but was kinda nice, is actually evil? Holy crap, I never would have saw it coming. A twist of the century. You know, honestly, Marks is one of the favorite Kirby villains because he's Marks and a lot of people find him creepy, and it's a twist, I guess. I don't know. I do like Marks. When I think of Kirby villains, I mainly think of Zero 2 from Kirby 64, but that's a nostalgia thing, and Kirby 64 was the first Kirby game. But Marks is definitely up there. And like a lot of other Kirby games, we have a shoot 'em up section. This actually, I'm not huge on this section. I don't really like how small Kirby is. I think what actually is going on in this section too is that we're inside of Nova and shooting our way around. I think that's what's meant to be. Which is a neat idea. You're going inside a comet, blowing him up from the inside. I do like that. And I also like that Kirby gets the 7 Power Stars, or the 7 Chaos Stars, Sonic reference, and gets a giant star ride, which is neat. This section, what you're kind of just doing, you have to shoot the little bits of machinery going up and down to blow them up, because if you don't, they will hit you, and they do a lot of damage, so be careful. And they also go pretty fast, so be careful. This section is cool, though. Like, it's okay. Like, out of the Kirby shoot-em-ups, it's not my favorite, but I do like when Kirby games kind of have a shoot-em-up section, because all of the games pretty much do. And I died there, and, yeah. This section does, it's not difficult, it just, you have to be really careful on how much health you have. That's the main thing, but like I said, not difficult in the slightest. I'm having a bad day, playing this, I'm assuming, when I was recording it. Like, I just take a hit, just blow it up then and there, and then you're pretty much done, and that's the shoot 'em up section. We'll get it one of these days and pick her actual power-up. I'm wanting Fighter, because it's really good against Marks, just to clarify. So it's final boss time. We have Marks. Marks is basically a giant clown, I almost said robot, a giant clown bat thing. He's not a particularly difficult boss, but he does have he has quite a few difficult moves to deal with, so I'd recommend being very careful. Main strategy, I think, is to get Hammer and spin up and attack him. Fighter is also really good as well, but you really gotta watch for that Vine attack. That's the big thing. One cool thing about Marks I do love is in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Marks is actually one of the bosses for Classic Mode, and they pretty much recreate this fight in that game. I love it a lot. It's really neat. But Marks, like I said, can do a lot of damage. He's the final boss after all, so be careful about that. A lot of people really think Marks is really kind of scary. I don't really get that. And as a guy who's scared of clowns, he doesn't really freak me out. But one thing I do like is, on his hat is actually Kirby's mirror hat, but it's reversed color-wise, which is really cool. I love it a lot. Marks is one of my favorite Kirby final bosses. I also don't get why the floor is moving a lot. Nightmare Dreamland does that as well, but that's Marks. Pretty easy fight. The house here reminds me of Super Mario RPG. Well, the graphics-wise as well really reminds me of it. But there's Sakurai himself. But that's Kirby SuperStar. That's the main, pretty much the gist of the LP is the finale, after all. This is definitely a Kirby game. I'm glad I did play. I heard a lot of hype about it for, like, the longest time. And eventually, when we got that Super Nintendo Classic, I wanted to pick it up. I am interested in eventually playing the DS version. I just need a way to play it, and I'm too lazy to go buy the DS version, basically, and I have other games I want to play. But, I still really think this is a good game. If you are interested in getting into the Kirby series, I recommend definitely picking it up, because it's a fun game. I definitely think some of the modes are a lot better than others. Like I've mentioned before, I am not a big fan of the Great Cave Offensive, but I don't really like Kirby in a Metroidvania. I don't really think it works, which is a reason I am kind of worried about eventually playing Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. But I think power-wise, this game's great. It introduced a lot of staples for the series. I love the partner system. If you want a quick Kirby game to play with your friend, it's definitely something I recommend, because I think you can have a lot of fun with it. Even though you can play a game like, you know, Return to Dreamland or even Star Allies, I think if you want a more shorter experience just to play with your friend, you can do this. You can beat this game in about 2 to 3 hours. It's really short, and it's not hard in the slightest. I actually think, out of the Kirby games I played, besides Epic Yarn, this is probably the easiest out of all of them. No, it's never really difficult. Like, really, the hardest mode is probably Revenge of Meta Knight, and even then it's not too difficult, but I do like it. Like, I don't know, if I had to rank the modes, I would give Spring Breeze probably, I'd give it a B+, it's pretty fun. Dynablade, I'd give an A-. Great Cave Offensive, I would give a C-. I'm trying to think. Gourmet Race, I don't really count that because it's such a short mode, but I guess I'll give it a C+, it's fun. Or a B-, I guess, I don't know, somewhere in there. I'm trying to think of what is after that. Revenge of Meta Knight's also a really fun mode. I actually would give that an A+. Milky Way Wishes I would also give an A-. I think it's really fun, but I just hate that first level so much. And yeah, I love this game, it's really fun, and I'm glad I finally got to LP it. I actually think it might be the first Super Nintendo game I've played on the channel, which is kind of sad. But yeah, there's Mario. He's Mario. But I do love this game. I highly recommend it to everyone if you're interested in jumping into Kirby. Honestly, this is probably the best Kirby game to jump in with. Either this or Nightmare and Dreamland, I actually think are the two best if you want to give the series a shot. They're all really fun, so yeah, if you're interested, give it a shot. It's so easy to access now. I mean, anything can play it. And yeah, there's more. You can play the arena. As I said before, I'm not really planning on covering the arena, and that's pretty much it, so yeah. But that's Kirby SuperStar. Like I said, if you are interested, I highly recommend playing it. And for people who watched, I just want to say thank you for watching. Next time we jump into the Kirby series, I'm really planning... the plan is to finally do a request from Goldwood himself. Because, like, a few years ago, he actually requested me to play Kirby Squeak Squad. And next time we come back to the Kirby series, we will be playing Kirby Squeak Squad for the Nintendo DS. That actually is going to be interesting, because I've never played that game before. Which is kind of what I did with SuperStar before I LP'd it. This wasn't a blind playthrough, for those wondering. But, yeah. So, I actually don't know what else to say besides thank you for watching, and next time it's Squeak Squad for the Kirby series. And, you're probably thinking, what's next? And, let's just say Kirby started out on the Game Boy, and while Kirby isn't next, there is a certain game on the Game Boy that holds a special place in my heart, and I'll leave you to guess what that is. See you guys next time.